Huanglongbing is a bacterial disease. Majority of the citrus crops, they are prone to get affected because of this Huanglongbing or HLB, particularly in those situations where the intake of micronutrients is less, and very specifically when there is deficiency of zinc and boron. Right here, the plant is susceptible to such type of attacks. Now, only because of lack of zinc and boron, this attack doesn't occur. Along with that, there's a need of a spread or movement of a particular type of fly. Right now, this bacterium is such type of bacterium. When it attacks on a plant, it restricts the flow from the flow this one phloem. So that's why it is also called as phloem restricting bacteria, right? Because of which what happens, whatever micronutrients, whatever fertilizers we use, those fertilizers does not reach to different branches as well as the leaves, because of which this influence again increases and the plant gets more and more susceptible to the attack. Now, there are very less ways of controlling it. Rather than controlling and eliminating, the best way is isolation of such trees. But now, in bigger farms, the isolation is practically impossible. Now, in such situation, there are two things which can be done. But before that, we need to understand exactly what difference the deficiency of zinc and boron makes as far as the stem development is concerned. When there is deficiency of zinc and boron and other micronutrients, normally the stem becomes green. That's why in Marathi or in English, we call it hirvad.
Hmm.
Right. So here, and if the deficiency is not there, naturally the stem is properly developed, and whatever shoots they comes out of it, they instead of becoming yellowish or curly, they become straight, and they gives better output for the farmers. Now here, as far as the controlling ways are concerned, there are two ways which can be used in controlling this type of spread. Number one, we need to identify if there is any kind of such spread in the vicinity. This is one. If it is there, then the curative measures are: number one, here, spray on the such leaves or such type of trees very specifically. And now, as there is a chance of spreading to another, it is better to spray all plants in the vicinity. That is number one. Number two, whatever intake of the micronutrients is needed, that needs to be boosted. Now, the plant in which we are, the plantation in which we are there, here the salt content is high,
Hi.
right? Because of which the, and even the acid in some of the areas, particularly the acidic rocks are there. But here, the negative impact is that because of the maximum salt content, the intake of the fertilizers becomes very late. Now, this farmer, he planned for flowering of this in the month of December, January, when the cloudy weather was there. And because of the lack of efficient uptake of the nutrients, the deficiency occurred in, and which made the plant prone to the bacterial attack. Right. Now, what we will do is we will enhance the intake of the fertilizers with some of the treatments, but simultaneously both the treatments cannot be done. One, intake of the fertilizers needs to be enhanced, that we will delay slightly. Before that, we'll stop or try to stop the bacterial attack, at least on those plants on which it is there, so that it should not spread to the other plants. Right. So HLB is one of the common disease in the China or in the Southeast Asian countries. Now, even in India, here there are some of the packets where such type of spread is there. It needs to be taken into consideration seriously. So we'll look for better output of the treatment. Thank you.